Good day everyone! This is your teacher Nemi at your service for another episode in Teaching Science 6 with the topic Changes on the Earth's Surface as a Result of Earthquake.
For our drill or energizer, you are going to unscramble each group of letters to form the correct word. Use clue for each word. Number 1, these are bedrocks in the crust. It may be in the ocean or in the continents. Alright, the answer is plates. How about number 2? It is the trembling or shaking of the Earth's crust. What is the answer? You're correct! That is an earthquake. How about number 3? It is a crack on the Earth's crust. You're right! The answer is fault. How about number 4? When the plates move towards each other, it blanks one another. What is the correct word? Yes! That is push. How about number 5? It blank one another. When the plates move away from each other, what is the correct word? Amazing! That is pull. Before we proceed to our main topic for this day, let us have a game. You are going to answer whether a situation is a fact or a bluff. Number 1. Earthquakes happen on the Earth's crust. Is it a fact or a bluff? You're correct! That is a fact. How about number 2? Earthquakes result from the faulting of rocks and erupting volcanoes. What is the answer? Yes, that is a fact. How about number 3? Earthquakes have the same origin. What's your answer? Alright, that is bluff. Number 4. All earthquakes are felt by people. What is your answer? Very good. That is bluff. Because some earthquakes are not felt by people. How about number 5? Crystal plates that collide may cause earthquake. What's your answer? Yes, that is a fact. Have you experienced an earthquake? How did you feel? What did you do? What changes do earthquakes bring on the surface of the earth? Class, you are going to watch a video clip about the layers of the earth, and it can be represented by a hard-boiled egg as a model. But before you are going to watch, what are the rules in watching a video? Yes, you are going to listen attentively. Be able to know what are the facts that you can get from the video.
Hello Iris! Do you know that this hard-boiled egg represents the layers of the earth?
Is it true, ma'am?
You're correct, Iris. This eggshell represents the crust.
But how about the white part of the egg?
Okay, this white part represents the mantle.
And how about this delicious part of the egg?
This delicious part of the egg, which is the yellow part or the egg yolk, represents the core. Can you summarize what I have taught to you?
Yes. This shell of the egg represents the crust. And this white of the egg represents the mantle. And this delicious part of the egg, or the yellow part of the egg, represents the core.
Very good, Iris, for your new insights.
Thank you, ma'am, for the new learning.
The earth consists of different layers. Its surface belongs to the first layer called the crust. This layer made up of several large and small plates. The middle layer is called mantle. It is the widest layer of the earth and it is made up of magma. The central layer is called the core and is divided into a liquid layer called the outer core and the solid layer called the inner core. What can you say about the Earth's layer? Here is the summary of the Earth's layer. Regarding the relative position, crust is the outermost layer, thinnest under the ocean, thickest under the continents, crust, and top of mantle called lithosphere. For the mantle, middle layer, thickest layer, top portion called the asthenosphere. Core, the inner layer, consists of two parts, the outer core and inner core. For the density, crust is the least dense layer overall. Oceanic crust, basalt, is more dense than continental crust, granite. For the mantle, density increases with depth because of increasing pressure. For core, heaviest material, most dense layer. Regarding the composition of the crust, solid rock, mostly silicon and oxygen. Oceanic crust, basalt, continental crust, granite. How about the composition of mantle? Hot softened rock, contains iron and magnesium. How about the core? Mostly iron and nickel. Outer core, slow flowing liquid. Inner core, solid. We are going to perform an activity. Here are the materials to be used. And here are the procedure. Performing this activity, you are going to watch a video about the preparation of this activity. After watching this video, you are going to answer the questions.
Hello Iris! Today we are going to perform an earthquake experiment using the following materials available. We have 10 books, piles in two, represents the layers of bedrock on the Earth's crust, the cardboard on top of the books, with toy car, this toy house, 2 pencils, the popsicle sticks, and the other containers on the whole thing. These 2 pencils represent the electric force. This popsicle stick represents the tree. This toy house represents the building on top of the Earth's crust. And this toy car represents the real vehicle on top of the Earth. And the other available materials here are the things on the top of the Earth. Now, you are going to follow my instruction. Kindly remove one book at the bottom of the pile. Remove it slowly. You will observe what will happen next. Now, we observe that the other books move also the same as the other materials on the top of this cardboard, and that represents an earthquake.
What happened to the books on the pile when the book at the bottom was removed?
The other books on the pile moved too and have spaces between the two piles.
What do the spaces between the books in the pile represent?
That space is what we call a plate boundary.
What happened to the objects on the cardboard when the book was removed?
The objects on the cardboard moved.
Compare the activity to an earthquake.
We can compare this activity to an earthquake because once the plates move, the objects on top of the crust will move too. The cardboard represents the upper crust where we step on.
How do you define an earthquake? Why earthquake happens? How do you differentiate tectonic earthquake from volcanic earthquake? These are the questions that may linger in our mind when it comes about earthquake. The movement of plates on the crust is often accompanied by earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. An earthquake is the shaking of the ground. Earthquakes happen when crystal plates move. As these plates move, some parts of the Earth's crust are pushed towards each other or away from each other. Their movement causes nearby rocks to move as well. These rocks break and slide past each other. When rocks break, waves of energy are released and sent out through the earth. These waves trigger an earthquake. The motion of the ground during an earthquake is measured by an instrument called a seismograph. The motion of crystal plates is described as the relative motion between two plates where they touch. This motion fits into one of three categories. Divergent, where two plates are moving away from each other. They form a divergent plate boundary. Convergent, when two plates are moving towards one another. They form a convergent plate boundary. Transform, where two plates are moving alongside one another. They form a transform boundary. Along divergent plate boundaries, magma rises from deep within the earth and erupts to form new crust on the lithosphere. Most divergent plate boundaries are underwater and form submarine mountain ranges called oceanic spreading ridges. A convergent plate boundary is a location where often causing one plate to slide below the other in a process known as subduction. The collision of tectonic plates can result in earthquakes, volcanoes, the formation of mountains, and other geological events. Transform boundaries represent the borders found in the fractured pieces of the Earth's crust where one tectonic plate slides past another to create an earthquake fault zone. Linear valleys, small ponds, stream beds split in half, deep trenches, and scarps and ridges often mark the location of a transform boundary. There are two types of earthquakes. These are the volcanic earthquake, happens when a strong volcanic eruptions, while a tectonic earthquake is caused by the movement of the Earth's crust. A tectonic earthquake may occur above the ground or beneath the ocean. The strength of an earthquake is measured in terms of magnitude and intensity. Magnitude refers to the amount of energy released by an earthquake from its focus. The focus is the break in the ground caused by pressure of the moving rocks. This is the place where the earthquake originates. The place above the focus is called the epicenter. Magnitude of an earthquake is important to locate the focus of an earthquake. Magnitude is expressed in whole numbers and decimal fractions. For example, a magnitude 5.3 is a moderate earthquake and a 6.3 is a strong earthquake because of the logarithmic basis of the scale. Each whole number increase in magnitude represents a tenfold increase in measured amplitude as measured on a seismogram. Here is the Richter scale. It is used in measuring an earthquake's magnitude. We use it. For the magnitude, we use a number or a Indo-Arabic number with decimal point. From 0 to 1.9, detected only by a seismograph. 2 to 2.9, hanging objects may swing. 3 to 3.9, comparable to vibration of a passing truck. 4 to 4.9, may break windows, cause small or unstable objects to fall. 5 to 5.9, damage to well-built structures, severe damage to poorly built ones. 6 to 6.9, chunks of plaster may fall from walls. 7 to 7.9, building displaced from foundations, cracks on Earth's surface, underground pipes are broken. 8 to 8.9, bridges are destroyed, few structures left standing. 9 and above, near total destructions. It was developed by Charles F. Richter, an American seismologist. Intensity, on the other hand, refers to the effects of the earthquakes as shown in the destruction of buildings, infrastructures, crops, as well as number of casualties. Intensity is written in Roman numerals. Here is the description or the damage caused by intensity. Intensity 1, shaking not felt except by a few under especially favorable conditions. Intensity 2, weak, felt only by a few persons at rest, especially on upper floors or buildings. Intensity 3, weak, felt quite noticeably by persons indoor, especially on upper floors of buildings. Many people do not recognize it as an earthquake. Standing motor cars may rock slowly or slightly. Vibrations similar to the passing of a truck, duration estimated. Intensity 4, light, felt indoors by many, outdoors by few during the day. At night, some awakened. Dishes, windows, doors, disturbed walls make cracking sound. Sensation like heavy truck striking building, standing motors, cars, and rock noticeably. Intensity 5, moderate, felt by nearly everyone. Many awakened. Some dishes, windows broken, unstable objects overturned. Pendulum clocks may stop. Intensity 6, strong, felt by all. Many frightened. Some heavy furnitures moved. A few distances or instances of fallen plaster. Damage light. Intensity 7, very strong. Damage negligible in buildings of good design and construction. Slight to moderate in well-built structure or ordinary structures. Considerable damage in poorly built or badly designed structures. Some chimneys broken. Intensity 8, severe. Damage light in especially designed structure. Considerable damage in ordinary substantial buildings with partial collapse. Damage great in poorly built structures. Full of chimneys or factory, stacks, columns, monuments, walls, heavy furniture overturned. Intensity 9, violent. Damage considerably in specially designed structures, well-designed frame. Damage great in substantial buildings with partial collapse. Buildings shifted of foundation. Intensity 10, it is extreme. Some well-built wooden structure destroyed. Most masonry and frame structures, foundations, rails bent. Here are the effects of earthquake. Taal Volcanic Earthquake 2020. Landslide, fires, tsunami, liquefaction, fissure. There is also a building destruction. The damage causes are due to ground motion, duration of shaking, surface rupture, and poor building design. These are some of the features about Taal volcanic earthquakes last January 12, 2020. Documented fissures by the DOST Pillbox Quick Response Team as of January 14, 2020 in Lemery, Agoncillo, Talisay, Batangas, and Barangay Mataas na Bayan, Lemery. Direction: describe how an earthquake occurs by writing true if the situation is correct and false if the situation is not correct. Pressure from above and beneath the crust causes the plates to move. What's your answer? Alright, that is true. When energy is released from the moving crustal plates, the surrounding rocks layer trembles and shakes. What is the answer for number 2? Yes, it is also true. How about number 3? Records reveal that earthquakes have destroyed valuable properties. What is your answer for number 3? You're correct. That is true. How about number 4? The shifting or moving of crystal plates have given rise to tectonic earthquakes. What is the answer for number 4? Yes, that is true. How about the last number, the number 5? When magma moves along a fissure, they cause the crust to tremble or shake too. What is the answer for this number 5? Yes, that is also true. You are living near a lake when suddenly an earthquake occurs. What are you going to do? Class, you may answer this situation according to your life. You may use drawing materials to draw. You may write a poem or even sentences to show preparedness in case of an earthquake. You may submit your output through your parents or guardians on our next retrieval and deployment of activities and worksheets. For the other enrichment activity, you are going to answer the following questions. Be able to answer it in 5 seconds each question. What layer of the earth is made up of tectonic plates? Alright, what's the answer? The answer is A. Crust. How about number 2? This refers to the amount of energy released by an earthquake from its origin. What is the answer? Hurry up! Alright, the answer is letter D. Magnitude. What is the Pacific Ring of Fire? Okay, the answer is B. An area where crystal plates are weak. How about number 4? At what magnitude can an earthquake cause displacement of buildings and cracks on the Earth's surface? Alright, the answer is letter D, magnitude 7. How about number 5? Where is an earthquake's epicenter found? Very good. The answer is letter A, directly above the focus. For number 6, which of the following event causes an earthquake? Alright, the answer is letter C, movement of crystal plates. How about number 7? Where does an earthquake originate? Yes, that is letter B. It is focus. What does PVOX mean? What is the answer? If your answer is letter C, you are correct. That is Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. For number 9, which of the following refers to ground above the focus? Yes, that is epicenter, letter A. For the last number, what is the scale used by PVOX to measure the intensity of the earthquake? What is your answer? Alright, that is letter D, PVOX earthquake intensity scale. You are going to answer these 2 questions in your notebook. How earthquake occurs and describe the changes on the Earth's surface because of earthquakes. Okay, to assess your learning, you are going to answer these 10 questions. For your reflection, you are going to write your personal insights about the lesson using the prompts below. I understand that and I realize that. That's all. Thank you. Here are the cool websites where I got my presentation.
That's the end of my discussion. I hope you learned a lot from our lesson for this day. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye!